This is another LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place production. And as always, we would like for you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and be sure to turn on your notifications so you know when a hot LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place video is dropping.
Hello and welcome back to LUKE-N-SHAE'S Place. So glad you could stop by and join us. We have a banger video planned for you guys, but before we begin, we appreciate everybody who has been subscribing to our channel, helping us grow our platform, but we have to stress the most important thing is to get our videos out there in the algorithm. We need you to click that like button. Before we even start this video, go ahead and click that like button and just know that that's important. When you guys are watching videos, I know sometimes I've done it where I'm just on to the next video, but go ahead and click it, because if not, other people will not be able to see our videos and it will just be stuck in one place here on YouTube. So go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and share. Also, yes, subscribe. It's 100% free. And click that notification bell so that you get notified when we'll be posting. What's up, Luke? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed.
That's good.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. Same here. Blessed. All smiles. Yep, all smiles. I'm just looking through things and just needing our viewers here to click that like button. So important. So important to do that.
Well, yeah, like I said, we got a hot video. We got exactly where it's coming from. I usually know that, but oh yeah, we got the Pink Book Lessons. Pink put out some pretty good work. Love her videos. It's about some young ladies right here in good old Georgia. Matter of fact, Forest Park, Georgia, to be exact. So we're gonna check this video out, and I want you to tell us what you think. But first, before we jump into the video, why don't you hit that like button right now? It's a good time to do it, right as we get ready to do this right here. While I'm doing that, you can hit the like button. How about that?
Justice are growing after a Metro Atlanta 25-year-old woman's death 10 days ago.
So it was all captured on video, leading people to share her story all across the internet.
This is Amaya Cunningham. She was with friends on April 26 before she was run over and killed just before midnight. Forest Park police are investigating her death, but no arrests have been made.
11 Alive's Angelina Salcedo is live right now at the Forest Park Police Department tonight. So, Angelina, investigators say no foul play or negligence is at play here, but you actually spoke with her family, who says that is not the case.
Yeah, and that is because her friends are saying that the driver of this car actually knew Amaya and allegedly left this scene for a few hours before then coming back. Now, her family too devastated to speak publicly after this happened and after losing someone that is just so vibrant. But people are speaking out about this and sharing it, hoping that this leads to justice for a 25-year-old that was taken too soon.
If you have ever wanted to land 100 to run away thinking this is too good to be
Recently, I just reported a story about a young lady named Maya.
People are posting trying to make sense of what happened to Amaya Cunningham. The 25-year-old killed after getting hit by a car at 11:44 at night on April 26th.
Say, this is Maya. Maya then got out the car and walked to the front. Maya's twerking, and they run her over.
Friends who were with her that night say the group she was with pre-gamed at someone's house before they decided to go out. An issue between her and another girl happened before they all left in 3 separate cars.
During this,
That is really, that's it right there. Just to think, the thought of that, of a person getting in behind the wheel of a car and running over a person, a very alive person that's actually moving. You know, it's kind of hard to hit animals and when you are, driving down the street. You don't intentionally hit the deer. You don't intentionally hit, it might be a squirrel or something in the street. You might slow down or try to give it a chance to get, but to just run over a person, that's different. That's actually different. That is crazy right there. Beyond crazy, actually.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, and it's a shame. And I know that they're still investigating this, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see where, like I said, if somebody did that intentionally, that's crazy. I mean, that's heartless if that's the case. Like I said, I don't know too much about this story except for what I'm seeing now. But I know sometimes we have crazy accidents that do happen. Trust me. I mean, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what the friends are saying happened or how that happened.
But that's what this is saying. Well, there is a camera that filmed.
Yeah, they filmed her down below twerking. But this is my thing with that, because where I see she's twerking in front of the car, I'm wondering, like, because it looks like her hands was bent over and she was twerking in front of the car. I don't know how, but my thing is this, and this is just me just thinking about this. If this was an accident, and I'm just saying, as a mother, I've had an accident like that.
We're trying to stop it, but it wasn't an accident. They got.
Did they come up with? I'm asking. Did they come up with that? It wasn't an accident.
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
The about them. The police have a tape. There's a camera that you saw with the young lady doing the twerk. They actually see her get ran over.
Yeah, I know they see her get ran over, but I was wondering if there was.
It can't be an accident. If somebody got out your car and got in front of your car and start twerking, and then you decide to speed off and run over, leave, and then come back hours later, that's not an accident.
No, I'm not saying that. I was trying to get more information because I didn't know all that you just said. I didn't know that they actually saw. I didn't know if there was more friends out of the car and they were, and maybe they forgot she was, because like I said, I know one time I was picking up my daughter, okay? She opened the door and I'm sitting there and I'm talking. I'm talking to her father through the window. I heard the car door shut. Here she put her bag in the one side. She was walking to the other side of my car to get in. I thought she was in, so I started backing up the car. I didn't look behind to see if she was in, okay? She was a teenager. But she was like, Mom, and I looked, I was like, oh crap, she was still outside the car, and I was backing up the car. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there was other people out the car door shut, light turns, and the person just goes thinking everybody's in the car. I was wondering if that was something that they said happened or whatever, because I know that can happen. You hear the car doors, you're like, oh crap, green. And this girl's still dancing in front of the car and the driver didn't know. I'm just wondering, because I know I've had that happen. It was an accident. Thank God my daughter was fine. But sometimes when you're driving, you hear that car door, you're thinking the person got back in the car. That's what I'm saying. But if you're saying there was nobody else outside the car but her, then okay.
Is right. Maya even texts her friend The vibe was off in that she should have rolled with him. So her intuition was already telling her someone right.
That car with her friend missed the exit, leaving Amaya in a car with two other girls and the girl she had an issue with in the black car ahead of them.
Maya caught herself having a night out with some girls she thought were her friends.
This is the intersection where both of the cars ended up here at Forest Parkway and Frontage Road. Amaya got out of the car and started dancing in front of that car. This was all caught on camera here on the GDOT cameras.
Oh, those pesky cameras. If that camera hadn't been there, do you realize we would have never known it was Alex who ran over Amaya? And I know there's some people on social media mad at APD and they're fussing at them, but this time the Atlanta Police Department is actually in the clear. This incident had nothing to do with them. Why? Just look at the intersection. It happened at the corner of Forest Parkway and Frontage Road. Remember, the car with the guys missed the exit, but the other two cars with the girls in them got off at this exit from I-75. Very simple. This isn't an Atlanta police case, because it's outside of their jurisdiction. Hey,
you might have seen me before, but you've never seen this.
Now, my brother already told y'all a long time ago, that's not Atlanta. So yeah, I even saw some people get mad at Fannie Willis. And to be fair, Fannie had nothing to do with this. Fannie is the Fulton County DA. This wouldn't be her case. Even though it's a lot of issues to speak on dealing with Fannie Willis, this isn't one of them. So for everyone going off on the Atlanta police or Fannie, you got to redirect that energy to Forest Park, Georgia. And not just Forest Park PD. Y'all need to hold those so-called friends at the scene accountable too, because those women lied to the police. That's why the cops thought it was just an accident and believed Alex was some random driver. Yeah, you got to aim that energy in the right direction, because if Deja, who's supposed to be her friend, lied to the police too, along with Mickey and Alex, then that's exactly why Forest Park PD ruled it as an accident. They were all covering for each other. But now...
See, that's what it was. And again, like I said, you get out of a car, and it's kind of like, you could almost say, and I hope it ain't that, but you can almost say it's a setup, because they had the young lady get out the car to do the twerking and then proceeded to run her over. See, which, like I said, that's what makes it hard to even think of calling even an accident from that aspect. Because if you know the girl got out the car, there's no way in the world I'm gonna be in the car facing the thing, and I wasn't the one to get. I'm the driver, and I see the girl get out to start twerking. Where did they? Well, where would you think the girl had gone if she's in the front of your car and you actually see her twerking? Because I'm sure they were probably videotaping it, knowing how people are with phones.
Yeah, that's why I wanted more information about that. That's unfortunate. Yeah, if she was the only one that got out the car, then I don't see how anybody else, I don't know how many passengers were in the car, but I don't see how anybody else wouldn't have noticed her not get back in the car. That's just, I don't know. That's crazy when you think about that. And then light turns and the car goes, and that's why I was trying to see, like, okay, if the light turns green, that's your instinct? Was that just something? But no, if you're saying that she was the only one out of the car, from what that camera's showing, it's just showing her the only one being in front of that car anyway. So
I'm more concerned with the friends lying and not telling the truth about what exactly happened. But like Pete said in the story there, that if there was no camera, then you would have never got the truth.
You wouldn't have got the truth.
These ladies covered up, which could lead to jail time. Because
now that the truth is out, Forest Park PD should go lock those women up ASAP.
Yeah.
There's a car behind them that turns with them. You see Maya's body like this. They keep going. There's a second car that goes and they stopped. Maya died last night.
Now, Forest Park Police did put out a statement right after this happened about what happened that night. I'm told that it was taken down out of respect for the family, but the investigation into what happened that night is still ongoing. Now, we will continue to check in to see if any arrests are being made in this case. And we, of course, will continue following up with Amaya's family as well. We're live tonight in Forest Park. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
Yeah, very complicated situation right here, Angelina.
I agree. It's a very sticky situation because even though I believe all those wicked, evil females lied to police, it's still going to be a journey to conviction because Alex and those other women, they're going to continue their lies and say it was an accident. So the case will have to be argued that it definitely wasn't an accident. And Alex intentionally did what she did. We're talking about Amaya Cunningham lost her life after a night out with fake friends, getting out the car at an intersection and twerking at the red light, only for one of those girls she was with to intentionally run her over because they had some friction earlier that night. I mean, left Amaya in the street and ran away from the scene. But now Amaya's family is speaking out.
A young woman killed in Forest Park during a night out with friends, and now her grieving family is standing strong in her name.
And we first told you about the 25-year-old Amaya Cunningham story last night on 11 Alive News at 11. And tonight, we're learning she died on her aunt's birthday. And this is a story you're only going to see on 11 Alive. We're hearing from her family for the very first time.
11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is live at the intersection of Forest Parkway and Frontage Road where the accident happened about 11 days ago. Angelina, her family is now planning a vigil, unfortunately, to honor her life, something they didn't expect to have to do.
My mom, 58, did this $3,421 of credit card debt. At first, she struggled by making just the minimum payments, but she realized this approach was keeping her trapped.
Yeah, and her friends actually organized this vigil, you guys. Now, we went to this vigil, and standing with her family and her friends, you can feel the heartbreak that everybody is feeling after going through this. Now, the night that Amaya went out, it was full of fun. It was supposed to be full of fun. It was her little sister's prom. It was her aunt's birthday. It was the start of a new beginning for Amaya as she was supposed to start beauty school. All of that cut short right behind me. And you can just feel the heartbreak from her family. And now they're trying to make sure that her life was not taken in vain.
There are no words to describe the devastation that we are experiencing by the killing of our beloved Amaya.
She was the brightest light in their first love.
Amaya has always been a beautiful soul full of love, laughter, friendship, a passion for animals, and a fierce love of her family.
The 25-year-old, the oldest of 7 siblings, her spirit just like anyone in her family.
You know how to make sure anyone else around.
Yeah, that is sad. I mean, you have that type of, well, it's careless, but at the same time, I mean, there's no empathy, no sympathy in that situation. You go out with some friends or people that you think are your friends. Because you would really have to have a real dislike, almost to the point of the word hate, to do that type of thing to a person. And I remember my father telling me, he used to always tell us, never make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You have beef with people in everyday life. You run into, problems with people. But I don't think anything worth taking someone's life or unliving somebody for something
Never.
Like that.
Yeah, never. It's never worth it.
That's beyond me in the way they did it, and then they, to keep quiet. That is, that's just, I can't even describe the feeling that family must be going through, having to deal with, because your child could still be here today.
Because even with something like that, with friends, first of all, now that I've heard more of this too, with friends, if I had that happen and if it was a legit accident, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stop, because now we drove off. Somebody's missing. Somebody's not in the car. If it was an accident, that would have been, I can't fathom that you guys drove off and now you're saying they left for like 2 hours and came back. You had to have known at that point when you felt that thud, something wasn't right. I'm sorry, because even when you run over a small possum or whatever, you can feel something's off. So, to just not do something about that in that moment, to stop, No, it sounds shady to me. That it doesn't sound like, because real friends are not going to just drive off. They're going to be trying to see if you're okay. They're going to they're going to call for help. They're going to, they're not going to flee the scene. They're not going to flee the scene. Okay, so but yeah, that's unfortunate, and it's sad all in itself, and it's a shame. And it sounds like from what the gentleman was saying earlier, there was some animosity, some kind of tension between her and the girls earlier. I don't know which girl, sounds like the one driving this vehicle or whatever the case might be. So, that sucks. I don't know if there was some jealousy going on, whatever the case might be. That's unfortunate. If you had to go take a life over that, that's.
Around us is having a good time. That's exactly what she was doing on Saturday, April 26th.
Cunningham was going out with friends when she was hit by a car at the intersection of Forest Parkway and Frontage Road. Forest Park police are still investigating, but no arrests have been made.
Maya's death will not be in vain. Our family will see to it that Maya gets the justice that she deserves.
Today, her family and friends honor Amaya's life.
I'm so happy to have her in my life and as a friend.
Just to know that she was even in the process of changing her life around makes me happy.
Maya didn't mean no harm to nobody.
We gonna live for Maya.
Despite their tears, this family holds each other.
Today we mourn, but we also remember, because love never dies.
Maya's light won't either.
This is the game changer that everybody have been asking for.
So basically this big
His funeral and planning to lay her to rest within the next few days. They are fundraising for her homegoing and for any potential legal fees that they may have to incur moving forward. If you'd like to help, we have a link in this story right now on our website. We're live tonight in Forest Park. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
Angelina, such a difficult story and a difficult situation for that family.
Just horrible. I hope Forest Park PD is on this and Clayton County prosecutors move forward, making sure that Alex is held accountable, along with the other females who also lied to police that night. What's really annoying is we have a story that the sisterhood doesn't seem that interested in because it will require them to hold another member of their fake sisterhood accountable. It's very obvious what happened here. I also believe it was all a setup. One or both of the women in the car with Amaya hyped her up to get out the car and twerk at the red light. Although I think that wasn't a good decision on Amaya's part to follow through, especially doing it in front of the girl's car who already had beef with her, Alex was still wrong. You can't.
I wish you didn't get out and do that.
They made you mad or you're jealous of them. And we know it wasn't an accident because she left the scene and then randomly reappeared 2 hours later. That's not an accident. She not only saw what she did, it was so much noise. Think about it. Alex had to have heard and felt her car running over something. So bottom line, Alex is at fault. They need to lock her up along with everybody who covered up for her. Main lessons here. Do not get out the car twerking in the middle of the street. It's dangerous. And stop hanging out with people who hate you. Keeping company with envious and jealous people is life-threatening. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below.
We're going to stop that video right there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack, the digest. But like I said, when you go out with friends, you're not expected that type of thing. And it does sound like a setup because the young lady got out and was twerking in front of the car. So this is what I was saying to you. It's a bang-bang situation. They hyped her up to get out and twerk. And then when she got out the twerk, they ran over. That's why I was saying it can't be a mistake. It can't, the car, the camera really shows it.
The more I hear about it, like I said, I'm glad that this is, like I said, this is the first time me hearing about it. At first, a little skeptical. I'm like, man, if this was something that was an accident, and the more that the video played, it just didn't sound like an accident at all to me. And it's just one of those things, unfortunate. Like, hey, I know what it's like to be 25 in your 20s and you're having fun. And I'm pretty sure in my life, I don't know, I probably had a friend that got out of the car at a red light and maybe just Hurricane ran around. I remember getting out of the car at a red light and just, okay, I want to get on that side of the car, or I'm going to get in the passenger side. I'm running around real quick to go get in the passenger side because I was in the back of the car. Something like that, but nothing, you know, not twerking in front of a car or dancing in front of a car, but, you know, at a red light, you're getting out, or, you know, you're hairpin and you're checking something on your windshield real quick, or, you know, something like that. But to get ran over, that sucks. People can clearly see you getting out of the car. There's no doubt about that. You definitely were seen getting out of the car. So with that being said, and there's so many questions I have too, because for somebody who's doing it at a red light, think about that for a minute. When you're at a red light, and if you ever had to get out and maybe fix your windshield wiper or something like that, you don't shut your door. That's not something you do. You don't typically shut your door because you're going to get right back in because you're at a red light and that light's going to change. I can't fathom that this young lady got out of the car to go dance in front of the car real quick, shut the door. No, I can in my mind envision that the door was left open. It doesn't look like it was raining out. She left the door open if she did get out to hop out real quick, do that. So if the car was going to take off, nobody saw maybe possibly the door open. Somebody must have shut the door. That it just seems there's so many questions I have to where now it doesn't seem like an accident at all to me. And it's sad. And it's a shame because from what I heard too, that there was some tension before they went out, and she knew that this young lady they had something going on. And someone, I don't know if someone said something about, oh, I wish she had, or she was texting or something, I wish I had gotten the other car or something like that. I thought I heard that in the beginning of the video where there was like text messages like, oh, I wish I was another car. You know, it's almost like she was in the car with, it sounds like somebody who was envious of her, somebody who was not having it, and this is the way that this girl found a way to unlife her, and that's sad.
Well, we're gonna wrap that up. That is like I said. Let us know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And in order for us to get it out and spread out, so we can get more viewers, by all means, hit the like button and put it out there so people can see.
That's how it gets in the algorithm. Go ahead and hit. Yes, hit that like button for real. But no, this is unfortunate, Luke. It's sad to hear that. But yeah, and I'm prayers going out to the family, and I pray that they can find what really happened to this young lady, because it sounded like she's like celebrating. She was about to go to, I think they said beauty school or something like that, you know, trying to do something. Yeah, getting, you know, so she's having a night out with her friends, you know, 25, I can see that, but, you know, this is a sad way to go. It just, unfortunately, you know, and hopefully that they come to what the facts really were, and this case is brought to justice, and this family has the closure that they need. But, you know, at Luke-N-SHAE'S Place, we want you to know that your mental health is important. And like Luke said, that like button is important. Go ahead and hit it. And a positive mentality is a destined reality. Stay positive. Wear your smile. Don't hang around those fake friends. And until next time, stay blessed.
That's right. Be blessed and stay safe out here in the street.